I want to address Eric Holder. I want to address Al Sharpton. I want to address Jesse Jackson. I want to address leftists, liberals, statists about this issue of race. And after the bottom of the hour, I'm going to quote a man who did more about race than all of those men put together. I'm going to tell you what this man said, how he addressed the issue of race. So profound. I am going to have him, for you and me, address the race baiters and the racialists and the haters, because that's what they are, who can't get over themselves and insist on dragging this country down in the most awful ways. You know, Justice Marshall, when he was on the bench, he made a statement about this country and the Constitution, which he believed justified his rewriting aspects of the Constitution however he felt to do it. Justice Marshall, who was appointed by LBJ in 1967, in a speech in Hawaii, shortly before he died, a few years before he died, here's what he wrote as he disparaged the framers of the Constitution. I want you to listen to this. There's an answer to this. He said, "I do not believe that the meaning of the Constitution was forever fixed at the Philadelphia Convention, nor do I find the wisdom, foresight, and sense of justice exhibited by the framers particularly profound. To the contrary, the government they devised was defective from the start, requiring several amendments, a civil war, and momentous social transformation to attain the system of constitutional government and its respect for the individual freedoms and human rights we hold as fundamental today. They could not have imagined, nor would they have accepted, that the document they were drafting would one day be construed by a Supreme Court to which had been appointed a woman and the descendant of an African slave. We, the people, no longer enslave, but the credit does not belong to the framers," he said. "It belongs to those who refuse to acquiesce to outdated notions of liberty, justice, and equality, and who strived to better them." This is the kind of comment and speech made every day on our college campuses and on our universities, made every day in high school history and current events classes, and it just stops at that. It just stops at that. Well, he was answered. He was answered before he was alive. He was answered before the question that he questioned, his questions, were even posed. Because he wasn't the first to speak this way. There were others who spoke that way. And there are many who speak that way today. I'm going to get you the exact quote from Abraham Lincoln, and I'm going to read it to you, because many of you aren't sure how to respond to something like Thurgood Marshall's comment, but you need to be, because it's an outrageous cherry-picking of American history. Notice what he leaves out of that statement of his. What does he leave out of the statement? The Declaration of Independence. Abraham Lincoln clinged to the Declaration of Independence. Abraham Lincoln repeatedly cited the Declaration of Independence. Abraham Lincoln made the point, and I said I will read it to you after the bottom of the hour, that these men who wrote, who voted on, who fought a revolution, declared their independence using the Declaration of Independence. They knew full well that while they couldn't resolve that issue of slavery there at the Constitutional Convention, that it would be resolved by their children and their grandchildren. because no nation founded on unalienable rights could survive slavery.